Okay, once you as the admin has completed setting up these tabs here, these sub tabs under the GoToWebinar Setup, and you've gone to each of these tabs here, even the opportunity tab, even though we're not going to affect your opportunities, you're going to have to come in here and select a value here and put a value here. But we're not going to touch your opportunities unless you configure on the lead management page to create opportunities. But once you've done this, then what you need to do is direct the users who have the webinar accounts, whether you have one webinar account or numerous webinar accounts, you need them to come to the GoToWebinar Users tab, Create New, click on the Create New button, enter any name here. It can be my personal name, or it could be a generic name like sales team or inside sales or training team. Insert your GoToWebinar username, your GoToWebinar password, and over here, this is important. What we can do is reach back into the LogMeIn system and grab your old GoToWebinars, the webinars that have already taken place. And so what you want to do, let's say you guys have been using GoToWebinar for 1 year or 5 years or 10 years. You're going to define the dates or the date range that you want us to reach back into that system, grab that data and pull it into Salesforce here. So define that right here. Once you're done, click on Save, and what's going to happen is you're going to arrive to this page here. First, you want to click on Renew Access Token. Okay. Once you do that, these fields down here will populate. If you've put your credentials in here incorrectly, then these will not populate. Once these fields populate, click on Get Webinars. All right. Once you click on the Get Webinars for these credentials right here, the webinars will start to populate on the GoToWebinars tab. So you click the GoToWebinars, and then you'll start to see your upcoming webinars here and your past webinars here. Now this is a batch process. It could happen immediately. If you have hundreds or even thousands of webinars, this could take up to 20 minutes. So each of the users that has webinar credentials need to go through those steps here. Okay. Once you start seeing these webinars come in, to see that particular webinar's details, just click on the webinar title. Then, once you're on the detail page, to see the registrants, you'll click on the registrant sub-tab right here. Okay. Now down the road, once your webinars are taking place, people have signed up and attended, once that, I say within, I think 20 to 30 minutes after the webinar is completed, then you can start fetching the attendee details. Now, as far as when that data will come in here is going to be based on the webinar setup. There's this Sync Webinars tab here. Okay. This right here tells you the times that we're going to reach into the LogMeIn servers and start to bring that data over. It will happen no sooner than 20 to 30 minutes after the conclusion of that webinar, and that's defined by LogMeIn, that's not us. And so once that 20 to 30 minutes has passed, then your schedule, up to once a day, whether you set it up to once a day or 6 times a day. If you set it up to 6 times a day, then based on your Salesforce org's time zone, we're going to reach into the LogMeIn system at midnight, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Okay. The other option is, let's say it's been more than 20 or 30 minutes since that webinar is concluded, and your sync has not taken place or it's scheduled sometime down the road. I can come in here, click in that webinar, go to this registrant sub-tab here, And I can do stuff like create the campaign or create leads. If I click this button here, then it's going to get the attendees, it's going to create leads, it's going to link those leads and contacts to the registered information. So you don't have to wait for your sync cycle, you can come right here and do it. Now you will know, so after you click on this, then you want to step away from this page and then refresh that page, and then you'll start to see this data updated. Okay? And these are all batch processes, so these different fields here will populate over time. The link to the lead or the contact, the company name, the state, etc. Also, as a user, so as a Salesforce user, if I have a license and I want to start to see from my lead, or from my contact record, see this section right here? Okay. As these leads and as these registrants have started to sync, okay, with our integration, then you'll start to see this section right here populate. If I'm on a lead record and I want to add this person to a particular upcoming webinar, then from that lead record, I can click on Add Registrant, choose my webinar. I'm going to receive the same GoToWebinar email template that they would have received had they gone to the registration page in GoToWebinar and signed up. So you can see here I added Joe Dirt to the new webinar for creating, and you can already